What you are about to witness is not for the faint of heart. Get ready for Office Baked.
I am Loki, and I am burdened with glorious purpose.
On June 9th, Marvel Studios' Loki arrives on Disney+.
Loki is insubordinate, stubborn, unpredictable.
What did you expect?
Marvel Studios' Loki, Wednesday, June 9th on Disney+.
Streaming only on Peacock.
John Wayne Gacy killed 32.
Straight from the killer's mouth.
They want you to believe that I alone committed these murders.
The new gripping 6-part documentary series, John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise. All episodes streaming now, only on Peacock.
Alright, so this is, you know what it is, another episode of Office Baked. So I don't know if it's a niche, a genre, but we're going to get to the main topic, but I've learned, and maybe this is why I was sent to this area, but I went on a lunch break. Mackenzie sent me on a lunch break, and I was like, man, I'm going to go grab this book. The book was called Bloody and Itchy. It's a Resident Evil supplement book, you know, tells all the genre of Resident Evil and like the lore and history of it.
Sounds more like necrophiliac porn.
Well, it gets well, see, here you go. So I go to the desk and I ask the woman for said book, and she says, I'm gonna need you to go past the toys, make a right, and go all the way to the end.
And they have a gaming section?
Wait.
I mean, wasn't there?
Well, yes, but this was not the gaming section. This was not even close to the gaming section. Let me tell you what this woman sent me to. It opened a whole new world of what you'd consider porn. Okay? She sent me down there.
Oh, so she thought it was necrophiliac sex too?
No. This was itchy, spelled E-C-H-I, like a Chinese anime porn with like 9 octopuses and all of that. And I said the word itchy, I-C-H-Y, but she thought that I meant bloody, E-C-H-I, which is, I guess, a very violent form of anime porn.
What is she into?
Well, even worse.
Did you get to look at her?
Well, no, because even worse is the fact that it, I think, ties into our topic for today, meaning white, you know, I guess we'll call it professional-looking male.
Middle-aged. Let's get that middle-aged.
So that somehow we are magically into Asian or anime or that sub-genre. I quickly got out of said books a million because now not only does she associate my face with that, but she associates where I work.
Well,
and it's the same woman that comes in a lot and orders a lot, so now, like...
Oh, her?
Yes. So now it's like... Yeah.
Ouch.
And, yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. So it used to be like a joy to deal with this person, and now it's going to be in the back of my head, does she think I'm into like some really sick Asian cartoon gory porn? And I had to look up what
hentai, but dark web.
It's called ECCHI GORA, but it basically defines as very over-the-top gory cartoon porn. Like, I had to Google it, and Mackenzie helped me, because I was like, she said itchy, but she sent me over here, and yeah, it's some kind of subgenre where you enjoy the violence in the anime porn octopus genre, ECHI. Yeah, blew my mind. But, again, I get self-conscious. Wearing work uniform, nose face, and I'm like, great, she thinks I just asked where porn was.
Oh my god.
So, middle-aged man, who's
I have
already
a story for you after this.
Who already went through midlife crisis, owned 2 sports cars, happily married, but I don't know if this is a, you know, niche or a midlife crisis thing where we have
fetish,
maybe when you turn 40 it's like you get your middle-age, you know, gift pack. And it's like
middle-aged gift pack.
Yeah, and it's like
sports car and Asian chick.
Yes,
head.
yes, exactly. It's like you lose your hair, but you gain a wife that doesn't speak a lick of English. So it's like, she'll clean your house, suck your toes, and, you know.
Ugh.
I'm not even into that. Like, I am so ticklish, I couldn't even let someone...
I can't even get a pedicure, okay? I would kick the bitch in the face on accident.
Wait. I went to the Morgantown Mall. My wife paid for me to get a pedicure, okay? My feet were hurting. It was around when I was working at in retail. And it was around Black Friday. So Terry took me to the Morgantown Mall. And she's like, Jay, you're going to get a pedicure. I'm going to get a pedicure. And I'm going to get some other things done. Which is a whole other ball game and a whole other story. Because what they consider... Yeah, but anyway.
Stay on topic.
Yeah, so the Asian chick was sitting there and has the audacity as she's massaging my feet, washing my feet, cleaning under all my cuticles. She's like, you lay with her? Not, is that your wife? Not, is it, do you lay with her? Which is like, that opens a whole new, like, us as white people, we could never look at the opposite sex at a dinner table or our place of business and be like, do you lay with him? You know that?
I'm so gonna do that to someone I know is married and has been that way for a long time. You lay with her?
Because it's like, and Terry just loses it. Like, she's rolling at this point.
Too.
And I turn beet red. I mean, you know me. I'm pretty easily embarrassed. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, yes, I lay with her. Happily for over 8 years. But, you know, I don't know if she was like trying to feel it out. Like, yes, he lays with her, but there's tension. Can I work my way in? We know that his midlife crisis care package is almost in need. Yeah, not interested. But I've noticed many guys my age or a little bit younger who happen to either be balding or look 10 times older than they are that have this interest in, we'll say, 18 to 25-year-old looking Asian women. Way out of their league. Like, we live in a college town.
To their defense, they never age. So she could be like 65 and still look like she's 12.
Like, I'm not trying to be rude, okay? Because I had a friend that had gotten scammed. His mother passed away. Left him an inheritance, left him a house, left him a car. Like, I knew him from karaoke back in the day. And this woman had basically stated she lived overseas, kept coming up with excuses for reasons she wasn't flying over, but she wanted to marry him, she wanted to do this. She took 90% of the inheritance.
Oh,
this is back before.
So dirty.
No, this is back before the whole don't trust anyone in like certain countries in Africa. And the scams, so it was kind of like, hey, I'm the prince of, you know, dumb fuck land, and, you know, you want $1 million.
I need someone to hold my money for me.
Yes, exactly. But because most men are gullible, and this was the cusp of the beginning of Facebook and everything, and he was doing karaoke, posting videos of himself doing karaoke on his Facebook page and adding people and, you know, whatnot. And we are a college town, so if a college-age looking girl would add us, it would seem normal. So she starts discussing and everything, and there was always excuses, and I feel bad because here's the thing, we live in a college town, so if there is a bikini model looking type woman that you have any shot with, this is the town to be at. No offense, but I'm just saying you don't have to go find one in Africa, you don't have to go find one anywhere else.
Right? Like, look local.
Like, and and here's the thing, and I'm not the greatest thing next to sliced bread. I'm not that good looking, or maybe I just don't have a great self-esteem. I don't know. But in reality, here it is. I know my league, and I stay in my lane, as Kevin Hart would say. So I'm not sitting here shooting for Megan Fox when I need, you know, the chick that's
Betty
in...
White.
Well, yeah. Well, what's that chick that was in Pitch Perfect? That, like, the thicker chick, Fat Amy.
Oh, I love her.
I do too. Like, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not going after Pam Anderson.
But then again, Pam Anderson is not your type. Fat Amy is.
True. But thank God my type is also in my league.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You can't be, like...
You can't be like,
some of these dog-face-ass kids I see on the internet today trying to get, some supermodel, and it's like, come on, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Calm down.
Like, I'm not super ugly, but I also know, like, thank God my league is also my type. And then just to add to that, because it kind of frustrates me. Speaking on, like, cheaters or people that commit adultery. Mm-hmm. Most men have a type. So my type is thicker, bigger, beautiful women, okay? So at least I have a type. Not that I'm a cheater or anything, but it blows my mind when men or women that cheat that go after the exact opposite. Are you just like, you're like a trisexual. Right? You'll try anything.
Right.
Because it's like, wait a second, so you have this wife or this girlfriend believing that your type is thick or is super skinny. And then you marry, say, a super skinny chick, and then
you're
you go
cheating
with a super sized, 600-pound life woman, and it makes, not only does that not make sense, but it like completely crushes the original person. Because it's like, it'd be one thing if you were caught with someone of the same body type, the same personality, whatever. I'm not saying cheating is okay. Consistent. Well, yeah, I'm not saying cheating is okay. It's not. But I'm saying, like, the track record that I know of people that cheat, either completely cheat outside their so-called type or outside of their genre. I know of someone that not only cheated, but started batting for the other team. Like, that was some craziness right there. And that, like, blew my mind. But anyway, back on topic. In, like, this whole, is it, like, a thing that, older looking or middle-aged white men are, like, it kicks in at a certain time where, because I don't think that these people were always into Asian or thinking something. Is it like a control thing? Like, they get a certain age and they're like, I want a submissive, shut your mouth, do what I'm told. I found American women don't work. Like, they're defective. We need to ship them back. They're defective. Oh, I put batteries in her. I wound her up. I even plugged her in. It just wasn't functioning. I sent a letter to the maker, and they just don't take returns.
see, what I think it is these guys. I think it's a mail order bride type thing. Oh crap!
Oh my god! And on that note, go.
Okay, so
wait. There we go.
Okay, so seriously though, mail order brides. I think these guys, they grow up middle, upper class, not like super rich, but they feel
entitled.
Not just
empowered.
Not just entitled. Like when they're in the process of finding their wife, they feel, look, I'm this many years old, I'm balding, I was a nerd as a kid, maybe I can't get a woman on my own, so they go on the internet and they buy themselves a lovely bride.
So low-key, they buy a slave.
Yeah.
That also they sleep with.
And yes.
Possibly.
Yes. And like legit, then they get the entitlement feeling and like the boosting confidence. Look at my beautiful wife, and then all of a sudden, boom, they're entitled. And these guys that work so hard, they're making money. They can afford one.
No, I'm not at all talking about every white man with a.
Well, yeah,
because there are some like college age men that have good-looking Asian wives or girlfriends, and it looks normal. We'll say.
Yeah, but sometimes you can just tell that bitch was bought off the internet.
And we just got the name of this episode.
That bitch was bought off the internet.
Ain't even gotta be creative.
Right?
So you said you have a story.
Yeah, so...
Well, and then we have the story about the mountain on fire. So we have a lot in this episode.
We got some good shit for you. So, okay, so I watch a lot of TikTok videos because I'm bored and I have literally no life. Sometimes I see these videos and they're like, here, Google this. And most of the time they're like, you know, we'll wait a minute for you to Google it or blind react or whatever. But this particular video had someone else Googling it, and she read this information aloud, and it disturbed the shit out of me. Like, people and their fetishes with their, you know, mail order brides or nasty, crazy Asian cartoon porn.
Now, is this legal? Because think about this, you're paying for a human.
It's probably not legal in some states, but
no, I'm saying, like, mail order bride, you're technically paying a company to export or import a female.
Well, I mean, I guess that could be viewed in different ways. Lots of different ways. It could be viewed as human trafficking, prostitution. It could be viewed as
buying a human.
You know, this woman wants to sell herself. You know, it could be anything. But anyways. Back to these disgusting...
I could go and watch Maury, or I could sell myself. The choice is yours.
Watch nasty, like, necrophiliac Asian cartoon porn.
I'm never gonna live that down.
No, you're not.
When you come in, if she comes in now, you're literally gonna be like, Jay, I found your comic books.
I'm die. So, anyways, this video was about Googling Green Bay butter churner.
Okay, which a lot could come up because Green Bay Packers. I mean,
but no, we're doing this on Urban Dictionary. We're searching this on Urban Dictionary.
So not on Google.
No, yeah, not exactly Googling, but Urban Dictionary, Green Bay butter churner.
Oh no.
Classified as a multi-step sex act.
Multi-step.
Mm-hmm. First, you gotta find yourself a lactating woman. Okay, and then you gotta milk her.
Hopefully she's willing.
She's got to be willing for this next step. Like, she has to be. Otherwise,
the milking doesn't have to be willing, but the other has to be.
So you got to milk her, and once you milk her, you then have to lube up and fist her to make room. You got to open her up. The next step.
If we had a camera as part of this.
Pour that milk in said cavity.
Do you drink it? Oh my god.
And then you gotta fuck her. Butter churner.
With the milk.
Butter churner until you make butter. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. After you have made said butter, which, by the way, serves 12 according to Urban Dictionary.
How long does this take? Because some people are only,
I don't know.
1 minute man. So
how long does it take to churn? But anyways,
now she's good.
Once you've churned the butter, you gotta remove it, and then you can spread it on your toast.
On our toes or toast?
Toast, like bread. People fucking do this shit. People do this shit.
Well, they must have done it enough that it actually got put in the Urban Dictionary.
Right? Like, who does that?
Speaking of dumb shit put in dictionaries, it was on the news yesterday.
Oh, Lord.
That the Webster's Dictionary decided to add a second definition for the word literally. Because people...
Why?
Wait, because America nowadays misuse the word literally. They'll be like, I literally, died when I didn't get concert tickets to Justin Bieber. No, you didn't.
No, bitch, you didn't.
You didn't. You're still here. You're alive. So instead of education and the school system correcting, Webster's Dictionary gave in, and it has a second definition. And the definition goes as, quote, an exaggeration of a situation. Instead of, I literally drove to the Poconos 2 weekends ago. Now that could seem exaggerated, which blows my mind that instead of correcting stupid people, we're just giving in.
See, I'm telling you, we need to take the warning labels off everything and just let it all sort itself out naturally. Natural selection.
I'm pretty sure there were warnings on Tide Pods prior to the challenge.
Look, we grew up in a generation that didn't have warning labels.
And we did just fine.
I never once thought to eat a Tide Pod.
Well, there wasn't even pods, but we weren't drinking, glasses full of Tide.
Right? I wasn't guzzling bleach. What the fuck is wrong with these?
These kids,
And you know what's terrible about it? It's our generation that's raising these little idiots.
Well, no. Let's.
No, I said it was our generation. I didn't say it was us.
I know. Let's state reality, though, because society has made teachers, parents, anyone that's of authority, in our eyes, scared of kids. You're not allowed to punish your kids anymore. There's no such thing as knockout. We're stuck in the timeout era where that kid is in the corner plotting his next crime. And,
kids are natural manipulators anyways.
And if they're sitting there, well, I'll call CPS if you touch me. I remember saying something similar, and my mother said, and I quote, "They'll be picking up a body. You might as well call 911 right now if you're going to call the cops on me for disciplining." Now, mind you, I did get abused.
You know what I said? I said, I'll call them for you.
See, but that's back when church and state were separate. What you did under your roof as a parent was your own thing. Now, a kid literally can go on Facebook, TikTok, whatever.
My mommy beats me.
Yes, and now you got CPS there.
They really took real child abuse and twisted it into something it should have never been.
Oh, I had horrible parents.
Do I think a child should be beaten, beaten for,
stupid shit,
simple crime?
No.
No, absolutely. Your kid came home drunk? No, they shouldn't be beaten to a bloody pulp.
I forgot to feed the dog, and I got my head bashed on a metal water pipe to the point I had goose eggs on the side of my head.
See,
that's overkill.
Is just not okay. That is not okay. But spanking your child, if that little fucker needs it, do it. Because you know what? It worked for me.
But see,
it worked for me.
There's a reward system now. If the little fucking bastard at Walmart is screaming, which if we did that, we'd get pulled by our ears to the parking lot and our barn door would be tanned. Now, in reality, today, not past reality, they hand them an iPad. Do you realize I didn't have any kind of electronic like that till I graduated high school? Like, I paid for it myself?
Mm-hmm. That's why when my kids were going on to be teenagers and they wanted cell phones, they got them freaking cheap-ass little Nokia phones. And they're like, well, why can't we have an iPhone? Why can't we have an iPhone? Because you don't pay for this iPhone.
You could throw that Nokia brick.
Dude, I dropped mine out of a moving vehicle at 45 miles an hour and it still worked perfectly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think nowadays when, what was it, Oprah or Beyonce or one of those, I don't want to sound like racist because I'm not, but one of those black women that lost their minds because they threw their phone at their assistant and it turned into like some kind of suing thing. I don't know. But,
I mean, that's just
regardless,
rich and privileged behavior.
No, but think about this. If it was an actual old Nokia phone, like it had its own backpack,
ooh, that would
knock them out.
Yeah. Consequences.
Yes.
Consequences. We don't have those anymore. And really, it did start with our generation. Take my burning mountain story.
Oh, no. We right evolved into it.
My stepbrother, we lived in a woodsy area, just above Bakersfield, and we were destructive children. We were never home. We were out all the time doing, things we probably really shouldn't have been doing. And he decided one day to set a mountainside on fire.
And this is in California where they already have wildfires.
Yes.
And problems.
Yes. Yes, in California. And yeah, They never figured out it was him.
You heard it here first.
Our parents did.
And you guys got tan barn doors.
No. Actually, we didn't. He didn't get in trouble at all. He was the baby, too, so...
That's how it usually happens.
Yeah. Didn't get in trouble.
You got in trouble and supposedly were the ringleader.
I wasn't even there.
Oh.
But, yeah. Okay, bye. Have a good day.
Anyway.
No, but you're right, though. I would get in trouble for everything else. We used to get in fights all the time. He was an asshole to me. We hated each other. We were like 9 months apart in age. And he was the baby. And I always got in trouble for every fight he started. Little bastard.
Now, see, I grew up with my cousin as like my older sister. And my little cousin, that's no longer with us, was like my younger brother. Because my aunt kind of helped raise me. So, this is the Jay got thrown through a wall story.
Oh!
Through a wall.
Ouch.
All the way outside. Through the wall. So, my grandmother would have dinners on Sundays. And, you know, everyone would come around. This is back before everybody was worried about Facebook, Twitter, and you text at the dinner table. No, Sundays, you sit with your family, you break bread,
TV
you talk.
goes off.
Yeah, you talk, you catch up. So, my cousin brought a African-American friend from school, a black friend from school, to dinner. Jay was already there. And at the time, Jay just thought he was being cool. You know, he listened to MC Hammer and what was ever cool at that time, which I think maybe the worst I heard was, you know, Express Yourself by NWA. So I really wasn't even exposed to like crazy
Gangsta rap.
Yeah, like
the shit I grew up on.
Radio friendly. Express Yourself wasn't bad. MC Hammer really wasn't that bad. Vanilla Ice wasn't that bad. So like I was, you know, we'll say maybe between 7 and 9 years old. So Jay looks over at said guest inside my grandmother's house. Now the way my grandmother's house is set up, you come in the house, you're in the kitchen. Then there's a giant hallway off the kitchen that goes to the bathroom. So when Jay stated the next 3 words, his mind was, get to the bathroom.
Hi, I'm Mike. I work at Bombas, where we make the most comfortable socks, underwear, and t-shirts ever. As the head of our people team, it's my job to look out for everyone in our company. So I love that Bombas is looking out for everyone in my community. For every pair of socks you purchase from our Pride collection, another pair will be donated to organizations helping those in need in the LGBTQ+ community. These socks will help you express your unique pride while giving comfort to others too.
To shop the collection, go to bombas.com/comfy and use code COMFY for 20% off.
And lock the door. Because I knew as the words left my brain and went through my mouth hole that I probably shouldn't have said it, but it was too late.
Uh-oh.
I looked at said guest thinking I was cool and said, what up, my N-word.
You did it!
And I didn't add the R. I didn't, you know.
It was with an A.
Yeah, it was like full A and laid on it for a second, kind of like you do on a honking horn.
So you just thought you was cool.
I thought I was the
9
shit.
years old. That's what we do at that age.
Yeah, so wait, it gets better. So Amanda then turns into the Banshee from Hell. And because that's her friend she brought that I think she was dating at the time, I start running down the back hallway, okay? Amanda is 2 years older than me. So this is a 13-year-old chasing a, at most, 9-year-old down a back hallway. She picks me up, throws me through.
Oh, she was pissed.
Threw me through the plaster wall, through the outer wall. Jay could look outside.
Oh my god.
And, yeah, so the kicker of it is my aunt, because my mother was so wonderful, had to pay for the whole wall, when in reality both parents should have met. But at the end of the day...
In reality, they should have made you both repair the wall.
I didn't know shit about walls other than Jay can go through them.
You'd have learned.
I learned that I can go through them.
You fixing it. You're fixing it.
And I felt so bad. Like
right after I beat your ass.
Looking back on that, it wasn't the best choice of words for cats.
Well, no, but you were 9. You were just a kid.
And like,
you didn't really know any better.
No, and like being someone that like was, we'll say, edgy, into hip-hop, trying to act cool. This was the first real black person. Like, probably when I was 9, living in West Virginia at the time, it was like an elusive thing, so it was like, crikey, we're gonna have dinner with the elusive black person. And like me, I'm like, put your game face on, my N-words are here.
Oh my god. See, yeah, I grew up in California.
So you saw them every day.
We were diverse.
Yeah.
All over the place.
No, this is... Like, I was like, holy shit, we got the elusive black person at dinner. And I, like, hey, thank God I didn't say, hey, are you going to set the table?
Oh, Lord.
See, you got that joke.
Oh, Lord.
Do not take anything I say seriously on this radio show. I am not at all good advice for anyone.
No, he is not.
Like I have stated in past episodes, I was studying psychology, and when I realized I would kill all my patients because I have zero.
I would kill all my patients.
I would have zero compassion. Because at the point, I'd be like, they come in, oh, my mommy hates me. She doesn't let me go out or play on Twitter or this or that. Bitch, right here's the window. Pay the woman before you jump. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what it's like to have it rough. I am picture proof that you can have it rough. Go through the system, have horrible parents, and still get married, have a good job, follow your dreams, and I'm not blaming no one for my mistakes but me. So, and that's how
you really can't blame what you go through
after a certain time. Like, if you're 19 and you're no longer around your parents and you're no longer around negativity that is brought to you while you're a child, you are now in control of every decision from that point on, and controlling that choice from that point on. So it's not mommy's fault, it's not daddy's fault, it's not grandma's fault, it's your fault. If you want to get a license, you want to get an apartment, you want to do something, no one is holding you back but you.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so mind you, I'm not at all advice. Maybe that part where stand on your own 2 legs, America, stop blaming everyone but yourself. The mirror.
I had a rough upbringing as well. I never once blamed what I went through on where I am.
You control your destiny.
Yeah, like I use it to my advantage. I was in this dumb place. Look at me now. I did go through these hard times. I can handle if I go through another hard time. I don't let it bring me down. Past can't be changed. It can't be undone. It is what it is. You move on. You either move on and stay stagnant in it, or you move up.
No, I think that it's made me somewhat who I am. Like, I happen to be good at DJing.
Our experiences shape us.
Well, I'm saying I happen to be good at DJing, or I happen to be good at comedy. But I think that when I first started, like, because I was part of the college Last Comic Standing, and I was in the top 3, and I think I won the first night or something. But I think that me telling my stories, or me, I think that it all came from acceptance. Not having good parents, being on my own since I was 13, going through the system, like, that all flows with being in the public eye, being an entertainer, to get that acceptance, to get those approval, to get those claps and everything. Mm-hmm. It kind of fills that void. It just so happened that I was good at it and then continued it. I might not do it now for that reason, but I think I got into it for that reason. Like, always looking for an acceptance or an approval or something to that extent. Like, everyone now, like, is posting their picture, their selfie, and they're looking for that like. Do it because you want to. Don't do it because you're looking for 70,000 likes. If it happens to take off,
post selfies.
if it takes off, and you're doing good at it, it'll carry itself. But if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, like, that's why I really don't even have Facebook. It's like literally the 7 deadly sins built into one package. Look what I got, look who I'm doing, look what you ain't got.
It's just fucking showing fake shit. Like, I go on there for the funny shit. I post every once in a while, but none of my personal business goes up there.
And I feel like that's the thing. Like, here, think about this. I was talking to someone, and they found out their family member passed away through a Facebook post. Whatever happened to letting the whole family know before you even call the newspaper to make an obituary? Wait a second. Now, the first thing you do when you find out that someone passed away in a car accident, you're up on Facebook tagging that person and all the family, and it's like, wait a second.
There is one time I put my personal shit up there, and that's when Shane was taken in the hospital. And the only reason I did it is because I called all the family, and then all the family was continually calling me and texting me and friends and stuff for updates. I'm like, look, I'm going to put these updates on Facebook so I can say it once and only once. I don't want to have to repeat everything that I say.
Well, and you were busy. You were trying to take care of him. You were still working. You had a lot on your plate.
Yeah,
like
losing my freaking mind in the middle of it.
Like, my aunt went through the same thing. For a whole year, my cousin was in the hospital. He was losing his legs. He was having heart surgeries. You
don't want to be bothered having to update everybody and repeat yourself all day long.
You make
got
a mass
shit
text or a one daily update. That's all you get. Hey, he's doing good, blah, blah, blah. Because you still got to live your life. Even though you're taking care of this person over here and giving your all, you still have a home, a job, a life, and kids and all that. So, I mean, I completely understand. Now that we're talking on a sour note, we need to find something funny.
We do. We do.
Even though me getting thrown through a wall is a hilarious visual.
It is. It is. I got a brand new set of rollerblades for getting expelled once.
Now that I want to hear about.
8th grade. 8th grade, we all decided, and you know what? All my friends in the class I was in, well, most of my friends in the class that I was in, 8th grade class, are a bunch of fucking pussies. And this is why. We all decided that we had second lunch, I believe it was, and we all decided we were going to have a food fight because they said no food fights. Anyone who does a food fight is going to get expelled. Well, they can't expel 60 kids, can they? Or 100 kids, or 200 kids.
They did, didn't they?
Well, they expelled me, and they expelled the one girl, my homie, Sabrina, rest in peace. They expelled us because we were the only ones. No. She died.
That shit got real. We had lasagna going left and right.
She died because of lupus. Oh. No, but, yeah, so it was me and her. We were the only ones who participated. We dropped our balls and we did it. And I had chili cheese fries that day. And my chili cheese fries went flying. I didn't even look. I didn't even go for this, but they went flying for LaToya Nunnally. The only girl I ever been scared of. The only girl I never wanted to fight. This girl was big. And I'm not talking just fat. This girl was built.
Muscle.
She wasn't muscle, she was more fat, but she was huge. She was tall, she was big, she was a big bitch. And she was mean, okay? She rivaled me in my meanness. And she was wearing a white t-shirt.
Oh, no.
And I hit her with chili cheese fries. I'm
so
glad the principal yanked me out of there
so
fast. She would have stomped me. Like, I mean, I can hold my own, but that girl would have beat my ass. She really would have. So yeah, we didn't have a car at the time, and my stepdad came to pick me up, and we had a couple miles to go home, and we stopped because my school was right behind a mall, so we stopped at the mall, and he bought me a pair of rollerblades, and I rollerbladed all the way home.
I have a very...
Expelled from the 8th grade.
I have a very similar situation.
Fun!
So, I was staying with my grandmother and my grandfather off of Doug Hill Road. I was going to Saberton Elementary.
Okay.
And the Boyce boys who lived across from my grandparents, still one of my friends, they come in here a lot. They're not in the field that this story ventures, but good dudes, made something out of their life. But Jay was a little bit ahead of his time, and if you know the cocky asshole that Jay can be now, picture that in elementary school. So,
oh, Lord.
So, we had a thing called Career Day. And I know you've heard this story. But we were told to dress up as what we were going to be when we grow up. So the boys, both of them, said they were going to be President of the United States. Wait, this gets better. Jay knew this days prior, even though, like, you were kind of supposed to keep it to yourself, dress up, write a report, and do a full presentation. So Jay knew this because he hangs out with the boys, and this is back when you act up at a friend's house, the parents can hit you, and then you go home and you
I
get
remember.
it. So I was getting
your ass beat because you got your ass beat.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, boys, great guys, but at that time, very illogical. So like I said, at that time, illogical and immature. Now, made something of themselves.
Well, yeah, I mean, kids were
But
all
if
immature at that age.
if they're listening, or if their wife is listening, or their kid is listening, I'm sure they're not this now.
They've changed.
So, they thought they were both going to become President of the United States, which even one of them becoming President of the United States is like 1 in a million. Let alone, here's the problem that Jay saw with them becoming president. Not even the logistics of numbers. Jay, because he decided that anybody that picked their nose and ate their boogers could not run a country.
Oh my God.
So I went home and I told my grandmother we needed to go to Ames or Jamesway, whatever. No, it was Kmart, because they gave me a little bag of popcorn when I came in. It was Kmart towards Star City. It's what now is like behind the Golden Corral area. So
that was a Kmart?
That was a Kmart.
Huh.
So my grandmother took me there, and I said I wanted a red sweatsuit. It had to be a hooded sweatsuit. And up on behind Hardee's, there was a 7-Eleven by that fire hall that is now like a Circle K or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it was a 7-Eleven. So I went and got a big Slurpee straw, and I got a red sweatsuit. And I taped said straw to my sweatsuit head, the hood. And I went to school, and we had like 20 minutes prior to the class to go get dressed up, because like some people were bus drivers, some were policemen. Like, this was costume day in reality, and we got to wear it for the rest of the day.
Nice.
So I let everybody go, but you know, before me, so everybody's looking, and Jay's in a red sweatsuit with a giant straw taped to his head. So then my teacher says, you know, Mrs. McMasters says, Jean-Claude, I'm going to need you to do your presentation now, and we're all kind of puzzled as to what you're going to be.
Is he a Teletubby?
No. So I stood up.
Is he a tampon?
No. So I stood up and I said, when I grow up, I want to be a fire truck. Fire trucks excite me, and they always go to fires, and like I had this like believable thing.
Oh my God.
You know, I always want to be part of excitement, and I love Dalmatians. They can ride on me, and we can go to fires together. So I was like super detailed with this, wrote it like I meant it, okay? And I waited for the soul-crushing reality of my teacher, Mrs. McMasters, to say, Jean-Claude, you can't be a fire truck. Because, again, this is back in the day when the teachers...
But you said I could be anything!
Exactly. They said we could be anything, reach for the stars. That started the first problem. And again, cocky J, elementary school. So I then finally got my thing done, and I had like a little Q&A. Why do you want to be this? What got you into this industry? Well, Jay's a fucking fire truck, so there wasn't
Fire!
There was a lot of questions, we'll say, because I was the, we'll call it, special kid that...
Oh yeah, you were special.
Everyone else is like...
Fire!
Everyone else is like WWE wrestlers and hairdressers and cops, and Jay's a fucking fire truck.
Wow.
So,
That's
Mrs.
fantastic.
McMasters looks at me and goes, Jay, I hate to inform you, but I don't think there is any way in the world you'll ever be a fire truck. And I said, but you said I could be anything. Now, mind you, fake tears. And I'm acting like my soul is crushed. My plan is working. My plan is working gloriously. So she says, well, you know, some kids, I tell them to reach for the stars. Some kids just need to reach for the ceiling panel.
Damn, she was blunt.
So I looked over and I said,
Get fired for that these days.
If I can't be a fire truck, these fucking booger eaters are never going to be president.
Oh, that's great.
So I get sent to the office. Mr. Drake, awesome principal back in the day at Saberton Elementary, calls my grandmother. My grandmother comes down with my grandfather, because this is back in the day when women didn't drive. Men did all the driving. You want to go to the mall? Husband's taking you. You want to go to this? Husband.
Right.
So Pappy, who was a custodian for MHS, had to leave work to come get said bad child that now is told that the kids across the street that he plays with on a daily basis cannot be president of the United States because they're booger eaters. So Jay decides, he gets in the car, and I look at my grandma and I'm like, am I in trouble? Am I grounded? And she goes, no, you're just ahead of your time, my child. Ahead of your time. She's like, the thing,
She seemed cool.
The way that you planned all this and knew how everything was going to pan out, you were ahead of your time. And the only people that don't need to reach for the stars are possibly the booger eaters. She took me for hot Sam pretzels, and we laughed about it the rest of the day.
Nice. Well, it was creative. It was definitely creative, that's for sure.
And to this day, unless I'm an Apache helicopter or a fire truck, I can't play into this illusion of, do I look like a male, do I look like a female, like the dude with the freaking beard down to his fake tits type situation.
I just think we need to stop taking it so seriously.
Why so serious?
Yeah, like, okay, so you identify as a woman.
Here's the
you
thing.
were not born as a woman, but you identify as a woman.
But here's the
That's
thing.
fucking fine. Don't get butthurt if you're coming in here with your beard and your jeans and your t-shirt and I call you sir. Okay? I don't know. You know, you can't expect every single fucking person to know what you yourself identify as.
If I'm not having relations with you, if I'm not hanging out with you, if I don't know you and you're not a regular customer, then why does it matter? Why? Like, if I provide good service and I'm nice and I'm polite and I'm not going out of my way, like after you correct me, if I don't purposely be a douche and continue to say the opposite or whatever,
like,
then let it go.
If you correct me in a nice way, I will have no problem.
Oh, I won't say it. I won't play into the delusion, but I'll stop using pronouns.
Yeah.
Like, I won't call a dude that apparently has a beard to the middle of their chest a female. Because here's the thing, I'm into females, and I don't find dudes with freaking beards to their fake tits.
I will definitely be respectful to the person, you know.
But I
as
won't
long as
use a
you're
pronoun.
showing me respect, I will definitely respect you. I don't care who you are or what you identify as. As long as I'm getting respect, you will be given respect.
But there's a difference of playing in the delusion to respect. So, like, if I'm nice and I'm like, okay, what can I get for you with this? And I'm polite. Or, have a wonderful day, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah,
but
I'm not going to insult you.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to call a parent man a woman. Just like he isn't going to go out of his way to call me an Apache helicopter.
True.
I mean, I do identify as a flying death machine, but...
I identify as a bajillionaire.
And if anybody contests it, see, that's where, like, here's the thing. These kids that act like asses at Walmart, you know why they get away with it? Because they identify as a bastard child.
Because they don't get smacked.
They get identified as a bastard child. And you know how you fix the bastard child that has a defect? You hand them an iPad.
My kids would try that shit. They would try that shit in Walmart, try and acting up. And you know what they would get?
An ass beat.
They would get their ass whooped, or we would sit on the freaking floor, and I would hold their feet and their arms so they cannot freaking hit me, or they cannot freaking, fight it until they calm down. or I would take
See,
them
I
out
can
of the
see
store.
you killing them with kindness. I
Or
can
I would-
see you like full on hugging them and being like, "I love you. I know you're troubled."
no,
That would
no,
embarrass them more because you got to film that shit and put it on Facebook. Public displays of affection now kill teenagers. So
Oh, it does.
like-
I do everything I can to embarrass my kids all the time.
Like now it's like, but Mom, look, you don't need to tell me you love me at the Walmart.
Mom, stop twerking in the Walmart. I do it some more. You know, yeah, I'm gonna embarrass the shit out
Well,
of you.
see, no, you got to go over top with it. Go to the automotive aisle and get the WD-40 as you're making that noise, and like
Right.
then say it needs some oil.
But my kids will do what they can to embarrass me too, or we just make.
It's a game back and
Like
forth.
that time we were at Walmart and it was around Easter.
She
time,
wore the
just
bunny
before
outfit.
She wore the bunny outfit and she danced all over the store. We had a blast.
And I'm surprised she didn't get thrown out.
Didn't get thrown out. Like
Yeah.
seriously, we're like, you need to buy that now.
But
And
see,
it's-
there's videos out there, if you don't know, Fluffy Talks on YouTube. He does a video episode called "You're Bad at Walmart," and it shows people that go into Walmart naked in their underwear.
Oh.
They take naps in the meat section on the meat. They, you know, you name it.
Did you tell our listeners about pantsless Patty the other day?
Oh yeah, so
Now I know why there was that sign at Circle K that said no shirt, no shoes, no pants.
now mind
No
you,
service.
now I am into thicker chicks, but I also know today's society. So when I explain this story, a DoorDash order came in. I don't want to elaborate anymore because I don't want to go too detailed into where we work, but a DoorDash order came in. We had it ready. Female comes in wearing a t-shirt that covers the front, and I hand her said food. She's on the thicker side, you know, we'll say thicker. She turns around, and what I can describe is granny panties that have been swallowed by the ass of this thick female.
Her booty ate her panties.
So I look at Mackenzie, our other co-host, and she lips to me as I look at her. Like it was like this whole I know moment. Because like, she looks at me and lips, "Are those panties?" And I'm like, "I think so." So we had to FaceTime Angie. Now Angie says, and I quote, "Did you throw her out?" Now wait. Nay, I say, because in this day and age of fat shaming, if I would have...
That is not even fat shaming.
Wait.
No, it's put some pants on.
But if I would have told a thick person to put pants on, the problem being is she would have said, well, if I was a skinny bitch and was wearing a thong, one, it's not a thong, but two.
Put some pants on.
So
No shirts, no shoes, no pants, no service.
that was my paranoia. Somehow I would have offended this, and somehow I'd be in cancel culture and she'd be part of the Me Too movement because we asked her to get dressed. Now, I then went home and asked Terry to Google, because I didn't want it in my search history, because I'm a paranoid fuck that now has seen said panty woman at the workplace. I said, honey, I need you to Google, does DoorDash have a dress code? There is none. You get to...
No, because you're an independent contractor.
You're your own boss.
Yeah.
It says you get to wear whatever you want, but be aware you could be around children or the elderly. Exact quotes from the DoorDash website. It blew my mind that somehow this was acceptable. But then I says, wait a second. Is she doing a social experiment? How many restaurants can I go to without being told to put pants on? Because she was so comfortable in the situation that part of me thought that this was a game, and how many could she go to without being told? Like, did she have shorts or leggings in the car, and this was a game? And we have fallen into this Twilight Zone of a game, you know what I mean? like, dance, monkey, dance. Like, she's like, haha, another restaurant, let me do it. Well, yeah, because we're shocked as fuck, you know what I mean?
Oh, God. I am never here for the good stuff. It's not fair.
Well, it's 15 till. We're going to cut to a commercial break. Hope you enjoyed today's story time. And listen and make sure you subscribe, like, and share with your friends, because these stories are not only fun for us, we hope they're fun for you. And if you like it, comment down below if you enjoy having Angie as a co-host, because we bring her in sometimes. And I think that, last I heard, we're trending on Twitter because of her glow stick story. I'll link that in the comments so you guys can check that one out, because it was funny as fuck. Have a good night.
Hi, I'm Mike. I work at Bombas, where we make the most comfortable socks, underwear, and t-shirts ever. As the head of our people team, it's my job to look out for everyone in our company. So I love that Bombas is looking out for everyone in my community. For every pair of socks you purchase from our Pride collection, another pair will be donated to organizations helping those in need in the LGBTQ+ community. These socks will help you express your unique pride while giving comfort to others too.
To shop the collection, go to bombas.com/comfy and use code COMFY for 20% off.
Hi, I'm Mike. I work at Bombas, where we make the most comfortable socks, underwear, and t-shirts ever. As the head of our people team, it's my job to look out for everyone in our company. So I love that Bombas is looking out for everyone in my community. For every pair of socks you purchase from our Pride collection, another pair will be donated to organizations helping those in need in the LGBTQ+ community. These socks will help you express your unique pride while giving comfort to others too.
To shop the collection, go to bombas.com/comfy and use code COMFY for 20% off.